Yeah, I think more than anything today, it was Lamet struggled with command. That's going to get you as long as the inning progresses. He gives up, puts a base runner on in the first inning, and then just honestly scattershots his fastball after that. Then he has to kind of take off of his fastball, pitch away from his scattering report because he no longer can command the 95. He's pitching in the 91, 93 range, and he's throwing pitches that he hopes to throw for strikes rather than throwing with conviction, knowing that his stuff's going to get guys out. But when you aren't commanding the fastball, it's a very difficult league to pitch in.
What do you think caused him to maybe lose the command of the fastball in that first inning?
Oh, I think we need to look a little bit more into when he's in the stretch. Obviously, it was pretty clean at the beginning when he was in the windup. Then the game progressed. He got back in the windup, threw the ball well from the windup for the most part. But I think if you watch the game, he went away from the power four seam because he wasn't commanding it, and he went to the sinker. That's him trying to make an adjustment, and got through 5 innings after giving up 4 in the first. So, it's a positive, but at the end of the day, when he's not pitching with his power four seam at the top of the strike zone, there's not enough command to be successful in this league. So you're going to see balls squared up. Then that's a radically different pitcher than the guy that's at 95, 97, top of the zone, good slider. He's got to pitch with his stuff, but he's got to throw strikes.
3 home runs to left-handed hitters. Is that split an early concern?
It commands the concern. I think he goes back to that over and over again. The Moustakas home run, we go into the series, no strike change-ups to Moustakas, but when you're not throwing your fastball for your strike and you're not throwing your slider for a strike and you're trying to figure a way to throw a pitch over the plate, scouting report kind of goes out the window and you throw a change-up for a strike and it gets hit out. We know going into the game that that's not the way to approach him, but you got to command the fastball. And I think inside of him is the ability to do that. He's shown that. It's 2 in a row. It's time for him to bounce back and really attack the zone with the fastball and the real fastball, not the held back, controlled fastball, because he's not a control command pitcher. He's a stuff guy, and he's got to come at you with that stuff.
What do you think of Maton's debut?
Good. It says a lot about our fans. We get real clearly how difficult some of these games are. I feel that very strongly, and the fans recognizing a moment that's transcendent in a young guy's life that he'll remember the rest of his life, and giving him the standing ovation, the applause, the getting behind the strikeout, fastball up in the zone, which I think you'll see time and time again throughout his major league career. 6 pitches, 3 outs, good. I see low targets for him, he's going to win in the top of the strike zone, and that's stuff our young catcher will get better and better with. But punch out Lorenzo Cain to start your big league career. I didn't lob him anything. I threw him right into the heart of their order, and he got through it pretty quickly.
A really strong series for Corey Spangenberg. How nice is that to see, given Shim's demotion?
Yeah, it's great for him. I think when people look at how he's performed up until this point in the season, he started in the minor leagues, did a great job, came up here and he split in time. And he split in time with a lefty-handed third baseman as a left-handed third baseman. And you're looking at it one of those guys is not getting the preferred matchups. I'd say more often than not, Corey Spangenberg's out there facing the lefties and the Clayton Kershaws and the guys that don't line up for good matchups for either one of those two guys, and never once complained, battled, was positive the whole time. This affords him an opportunity to play consistently and see what he's going to run with. And he's had great at-bats. And I think we believe long-term in Ryan Schimpf as well. Love his power, love his walks. But this affords Spangy, hey, go play pretty consistently. And he's running with it.
What stood out to you the most about the way he carried himself after being sent down at the beginning of the season and maybe not getting a ton of opportunity?
He's competitive. He believes in himself, and rightfully so. He's a good baseball player. He does some really good things. I think he handled it well. I think he handled it with a chip on his shoulder. I don't think he was happy about getting sent down. I don't think anybody should be happy about getting sent down. It should light a fire, and that's kind of what you hope. He went down there and swung the bat really well, came up and, like I said, shared time, and now is finally really getting an opportunity to run with a job. And now he's starting to drive the baseball a little bit more, and he had 3 hits yesterday, good at-bats today. Really pleased with what he's doing in the batter's box.
How good has Perella been at the top of that lineup, and do you envision him being there long-term or moving him down a little bit?
I love what he's done. He's taken walks and he's driven the baseball. The ball he hit to start the game, I haven't seen many balls hit harder than that. You don't usually hit it through a guy's leg and get a hit, but that's clearly a hit. He hit the ball so hard through Moustakas. He's been really good. And as far as what the future holds, if he moves back in the order, stays at the top of the order, right now I'm planning on penciling him in at the top of the order tomorrow and continuing to give him an opportunity to show what he's got. And I think he's earning every bit he's getting.